Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I sound like a gunshot going off, didn't it? In the distance. Kaboom. Kaboom.
Dun dun.
And speaking of gunshots.
Yep.
Gunfire. On this date, today's date, the year was 1876.
1876.
On this day.
I don't remember that far back. No.
You don't remember it?
Mm-hmm.
Native American forces led by Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull. They took on the U.S. Army troops of Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer in the Battle of the Little Bighorn in southern Montana. Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull, they were Lakota Sioux Indians, strongly resisted the mid-19th century efforts of the United States government to confine their people to reservations. They did not want to be on reservations. They did not want the federal government telling them what to do, and they lost. In 1875, after gold was discovered in South Dakota's Black Hills, the Army ignored previous treaty agreements and invaded the region. There was gold in them thar hills. This betrayal led many Sioux and Cheyenne tribesmen to leave their reservations, and they joined Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse in Montana. By the late spring of 1876, more than 10,000 Native Americans had gathered in a camp along the Little Bighorn River, which they called Greasy Grass, in defiance of a U.S. War Department order to return to their reservations or risk being attacked. Think about that for just a second. All of these people from different tribes, different organizations, different locations, they all got wind of what was going on. And they all gathered together. They had no telephones, they had no cell phones, they had no radios, they had smoke signals, and people went from place to place to place. And they spread the word.
Can I say honestly? This kind of reminds me of the recent city council meetings.
In mid-June, 3 columns of U.S. soldiers lined up against the camp, and they prepared to march in. A force of 1,200 Native Americans turned back the first column on June 17th. 5 days later, this day, General Alfred Terry ordered Custer's 7th Cavalry to scout ahead for enemy troops. On the morning of June 25th, Custer drew near the camp, and he decided to press on ahead rather than wait for reinforcements. At midday, Custer's 600 men entered the Little Bighorn Valley. A fatal mistake. Among the Native Americans, word quickly spread of the impending attack. The older Sitting Bull rallied the warriors and saw to the safety of the women and children first, while Crazy Horse set off with a large force to meet the attackers head on. Despite Custer's desperate attempts to regroup his men, they were quickly overwhelmed. Custer and some 200 men in his battalion were attacked by as many as 3,000 Native Americans within an hour. Custer and his soldiers were dead. The Battle of the Little Bighorn, also called Custer's Last Stand, marked the most decisive Native American victory and the worst U.S. Army defeat in the Long Plains Indian War. The gruesome fate of Custer and his men outraged many white Americans and confirmed their image of the Native Americans as wild. Meanwhile, the U.S. government increased its efforts to subdue the tribes. Within 5 years, it took 5 years, almost all of the Lakota Sioux and Cheyenne would be confined to reservations once again. They did not want to be confined. This was their land. It was their land. and they were encroached on by other people moving in. The thought of gold, easy gold, fortunes to be had, and death ensued for many of those who went looking for gold, and for a whole lot of our troops, our cavalry. And the Indians are blamed for all of it. Nope. And first of all, it was a stupid military move on Custer's part. He did not wait for the scouts to get back. He didn't wait for any intel, and no intel. He didn't care. He was Custer. He was General Custer in the Army, the Confederate Army. And 10 years earlier, he was a general, but he was a lieutenant colonel in the cavalry. So,
Well, okay
that's
then.
what happened then.
All right.
And not a real good plan. You walk into a thing. Hallelujah! Today
Friday
is the
Eve.
day after Hump Day.
Friday Eve.
Tuesday is come and gone. Hump Day is off our stern and fading, and the weekend is dead off the bow. That means today, as you say, today is Friday Eve. Time to finalize the weekend plans. Get your best together.
I know what my plans are. I have a busy weekend.
You have busy weekends every weekend.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I didn't last weekend.
Oh, well, that was one. If y'all behave, it'll go like clockwork. As long as the clock is made by the clocksmiths in Switzerland, y'all don't give me more stuff that sets me off like Lee did first thing yesterday morning.
Well, actually, it started Tuesday night.
Yeah, but you set me off yesterday morning.
With
That information.
Information from
Tuesday night.
from Tuesday night. I talked to so many people yesterday
God help us.
that said, "What in the world? This is so embarrassing. This is
It's
ridiculous."
embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing. A
You know.
surprise shot across my bow just before showtime, and I was not my normal jovial self yesterday.
Well, you watched the video yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, good Thursday. Yeah. Good Thursday morning to one and all. I'm Rayford Brown, and this is live and local real talk.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning. Happy Friday Eve. I'm Lee Barrows.
And lest I forget,
Lest you forget.
today's the 25th of June. You have now, today, officially 6 months. You got 6 months from today to complete your Christmas shopping.
Is
You get
that
them
a
all
little bit more
wrapped, packed, and
stress
ready
to
to
the
rock and
package?
roll. Add 1 week to that, and we'll be celebrating the arrival of 2027. My, oh my, how time flies. And a lot of political upheaval on that day, because a lot of federal officers' positions they take office on the 1st. Others, statewide elections, county elections.
Are we going to
That'll
have
be in
any this
December.
year? Or is everybody going to beat everybody up to where they all pull out?
That would be nice.
Swear.
Well, I'll let you know. I sort of got.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
today.
that's only, municipal. They're all good.
I gotta behave today
You do.
Maybe.
Yes, you do.
because I don't want to end up like one person did at the city council meeting in Jacksonville Tuesday night.
Well, look, when the mayor says, no talking,
Sit down and shut
sit
up.
down, let's be, let's be good. Let's not be doing all this other stuff. And
So
you act up.
he ordered him out.
Yes, as Charlie called it.
Ordered him out. of the
When you
council
act
chamber.
up and you don't abide by the rules,
And when
There's
you
consequences.
and then when you're ordered out, you don't leave, and the police have to remove you. And then when you get outside, according
pop the
to-
police officer.
not just a police officer.
Yeah, we heard it was the interim police chief.
Whoops.
Is it suicide by cop?
That's stupid.
It's stupidity.
Stupidity. Felonious stupidity at the best. Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Well, I'm sure she took care of it. Hello,
No,
Charlie.
it's 180. I don't know. I wanted to. It's 183 days until Christmas, and you guys were just talking about it. So I just wanted to, wish you guys happy holidays, and
We appreciate that.
Christmas. You were, huh?
Merry almost Christmas, yes.
Stop it, both
coming up.
of
It's
you.
gonna be interesting. Hey, do you guys have Costco where you live?
Nearby.
Nearby, a couple counties over.
I remember, I think last year, maybe around October, they had Christmas stuff in the store.
They would do that in September. Shortly after Labor Day, there will be Christmas stuff in some of these stores. Yes.
Christmas and Halloween facing each other. The devil's fighting off with the angels. I wonder what happens when the lights go off at night.
A war.
Do you guys have Sam's Club?
Yes, we have. We have a Sam's Club here.
What about Trader Joe's? I think I asked you that before. Do you have Trader Joe's?
That's close by.
Nearby, another town.
Do you guys go there? Do you shop there?
My wife does. I don't.
I don't much. It's
a great store.
It is a good store, and it's easy to go in there and spend money because you see all these different things. You're like, oh yeah, I want that. But I waste a lot of money there, so I don't go there much.
Hey, you guys were talking about Custer earlier, correct?
Yes.
So I've heard the name. It was probably brought up when I was a child in school, but because I had ADD and I had no clue where I was living. I went to Chat GTP and I said, explain Custer's last stand.
Yes.
To an idiot. And this is what it said. A man named George Custer was an Army officer. He and his soldiers were sent to fight Native American tribes who didn't want to leave their land. Custer thought the Native Americans had only a small number of warriors. He was wrong. Instead of waiting for help, Custer split his soldiers into small groups and attacked. But there were thousands of Native American warriors. They surrounded Custer and his men and killed them all. That's why it's called Custer's Last Stand. It was his final battle because he didn't survive. Even though the Native Americans won that battle, the U.S. Army later returned with many more soldiers and eventually forced most of the tribes onto reservations. ChatGPT is amazing. You can I remember when I was a kid, you guys had books.
Yeah, we had books. We kind of grew up with books. I did.
And you had to read them. The bizarre thing is you can take that book that you read as a child that's got 300 pages, you can copy it, you can paste it, and you can throw it on ChatGPT and you can say, listen, I'm dumb. Explain this to me in 5 sentences, the whole book. And there it is.
We used to have that too. It was called Reader's Digest, the condensed stories, condensed versions of books.
Hey, you want to know what the first not AI, but calculators. That was the first thing that thought for you. Where you didn't have to use your brain. You had a machine at a very young age that could calculate and that could put random numbers together.
I had a slide rule.
I remember. I know. That's funny. That's slide.
Yeah, you didn't have a slide rule?
No,
I had a Post slide rule. It was manufactured by a company called Post. That was one of them. It cost $10.
What, $10 back when you were a child?
Yeah, those calculators and those. Let me tell you what the first transistor radios cost. Little AM transistor radio. That's all it was. $75.
And you had to order on.
No, you didn't order anything online. You had to go to the store and buy it. They didn't have it. They would order it, and it would come in at some point in time. You'd come back by the store and pick it up. You'd already paid for it.
Hey, you guys miss those stores like Sears, Montgomery Ward's, the Radio Shack, and I think that's it. I can't think of another one.
Montgomery Ward's was not. I mean, it was a big store in some places. I don't think I've been.
Milburn had a nice one.
Did they have a big one?
I used to shop there.
They had catalog stores for the most part. They had the big Monkey Ward catalog. We call them Monkey Ward, Montgomery Ward catalogs, just like Sears. And we go in and order from that at their catalog store, and it would just come in there and we pick it up. Sears, I miss every day. I mean, that place and Radio Shack, of course, for me, because I was always in need of parts that I didn't want to have to order and wait for. But for little things, projects that I was doing. But Sears, they had tools. They had great tools. Their Craftsman line of screwdrivers and pliers and whatever. In fact, they had a lifetime warranty on screwdrivers or any of their tools, as I recall. You break a screwdriver, it didn't matter how. They took it back in, they gave you a new one.
Yeah. See, I had a very bizarre childhood. What about J.C. Penney? Was that a factor in your childhood?
Not in mine, but in everybody else's, because that's not a place
Was there
that
yesterday?
I'm not a clothing type of shopper or buyer. I just.
Oh, yeah. Me either. I would have been. Yeah. But for women, I mean, what was your co-host? What shows? What stores did you like?
Well, in the Southeast, there's a company called Bell.
No, I'm asking her.
Well, I'm going to tell you, because she's what with the stores that we have here. Right, there's Belks around here in the Southeast part of the U.S., like Georgia up through Virginia and out to Tennessee. A big line. I mean, it's a big clothing store, a department store, and then of course you had the other chain stuff too. When where did you shop, Lee?
I was going to say Belks. Well, growing up, there was Sears and, of course, Belks. But at that time, Belks was known as a higher end store,
Yeah, right.
so we didn't shop there a lot.
They had their bargain basement, literally.
Yeah, right now it is pretty much that way. I mean, good prices, but J.C. Penney, and believe it or not, I would buy most all my blue jeans at Kmart because they had great quality blue jeans. You can get them for like
Maybe.
$19. Yeah, and I could wear them for years. And rather than go to J.C. Penney or go to Belks and pay $40, $50 for them. So, yeah, and, I get clothes from Walmart, Kmart. I mean, good quality clothes that are half the price.
Goodwill.
Yeah, Goodwill. I do a lot of thrift store shopping. I've bought brand new outfits for less than $10, so.
Hey, do you guys ever look at, earlier today, I saw a picture of myself when I was younger. All of us age. You ever look back like at an early picture of you and you're like 6, 7, 8, or 9, you're like, I don't remember that person, or do you have those memories?
I got one of here in front of me when I was 17. I would never recognize me today from this picture.
What about you? No. There's a picture of me when I was in the 4th grade. I was in military school. Those bastards sent me to military school. I should never have been in military school. My stepfather hated me. You want to know why he hated me?
Why?
Come on, Charlie. You want to lay down on the couch here and let's talk?
No. You guys are smart enough to at least read through the lines of who I am. You could basically say this guy, he was a serial killer, or maybe he's semi-normal. I was literally thrown into the foster care system. I was thrown into the lion's den because my mother, she married a guy, and they produced me and a few other siblings. I share the same name as my father. My stepfather literally hated my biological father. I share the same name. I was given up at age in the 2nd grade, and I went to ask my biological mother, I said, why'd you give me? She goes, well, your stepfather didn't like your name. That's what she told me. No, but you guys, it's actually disturbing.
It is
I was
disturbing.
born in foster homes, children's homes, group homes. Not so many good things happened to me. But, hey, I'm funny, right?
Yes, you are funny, Charlie.
You're a survivor.
And you have the power to be who you want to be, go where you want to go.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm doing all this.
You can do it.
No. But Lee, do you ever look at pictures of yourself when you're like 6 or 7 years old and you're like, who is that little person?
She looks the same.
Yeah. Give or take a few years. I really don't have many pictures from my childhood.
I've got
Very
one.
few.
Are you serious? You don't have pictures of when you were a little girl?
No. When I was a baby and up to 4 or 5 years of age, and then I don't know what happened to the pictures after that. I have a few school pictures, the classic, school picture day, and when you've got a missing tooth and you're smiling and your shoes are scuffed up. They decided to take the full picture and all those nightmare pictures. Just like,
Hey, Rayford, what about you? Hey, Rayford, do you have an image? Do you have a photo of you? What's your earliest photo of you?
I don't know that I have it, but I've seen photos of me, and my sister probably ended up taking them, collecting them, or whatever, which will be a good thing. That or my daughter, one or the other. But the earliest one that I remember seeing, but I don't remember when it was taken. I wouldn't recognize me. I was wearing a stupid sweater, a stupid Christmas sweater. Ugly
I don't do the sweater thing.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Oh, right.
Interesting. I don't know. I thought this. Yeah. No. I'm fascinated by myself when I was younger. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this was it is. Hey, let me ask you guys one last question, then I'll get off the air. Hey, Rayford, when you were growing up, I ask people this. I ask people at Trader Joe's, at Target, people that work there. When you were a child, what did you see yourself? What did you want to do as an adult? I want to do comedy. What did you want to do?
I was building radios when I was 9 and 10 years old. I put in together little kits and stuff like that. And in fact, before that, I built a radio because I had heard down the line somewhere that you could build radios, what they called foxhole radios. The troops would use them in foxholes during World War II. And it was just a coil of wire wrapped tight around a toilet paper roll, right? And that was the coil of wire you used. And they use as what they call a detector, what you would call a diode today, a safety pin and a razor blade. And they would scrape the paint off with the razor blade, and so that would allow them to tune with a set of headphones and tune until they could find a radio station. And I did it. I built one like that.
I'd be cutting my fingers.
And then, of course, more efficient and more reliable, and things where the frequency didn't drift on it so much, were crystal control radios. I built crystal sets, what they used to call crystal sets. That's what I wanted to do.
I know. You're very smart. You got a very, I don't know if it's called analytical. You obviously have a scientific, unique brain. But as a child, that sounds like Christopher Walken. It's fine. No, but what did you want to do as an adult?
I wanted to be an engineer in broadcast or in some kind of a radio deal. I hated TV in those days. I didn't like the whole idea of TV. Couldn't understand how pictures could go through the air when I was 7 or 8 years old. It just didn't work.
I agree with you. Me too. I totally saw that.
Radio was cool. You could listen to voices and try to picture, what does that dude look like? Who is this dude? What's he like in real life?
So can I ask very, very quickly? Can I ask Lee? Lee, when you were growing up as a young girl, what did you have like aspirations as an adult? What you wanted to do? What dreams did you have?
I don't think I really had any dreams or any direction of where I wanted to go in life. As far as employment, a job, or I just started working when I got out of high school and continued working. Got a job with the federal government, stayed there for like 33 years. Did other things in between, and Rayford. And I just, looking back though, I wish I had been able to go to college, but of course the money wasn't there at the time. And I want to be a meteorologist because I love chasing weather. I love it.
Oh, that's so funny.
I chase storms.
That's so bizarre. When you say meteorologist, would you want to be an on-air television meteorologist, or would you like to be someone that studies meteorology behind the scenes?
I'd like to be behind the scenes and study it and chase weather and, be a doctor of the weather. You could call me Dr. Lee then. Doctor.
I only know of one other meteorologist. I'm not going to tell that story, but I think it's cool. I don't know. Yeah. When I was a child, my only thing was comedy. That's all I thought about. Comedy. And guess where it got me?
You became a comic.
Well, no.
Writing for comedians.
No, I haven't made any money off it yet.
I thought you had.
Anyway, huh?
I thought you did.
No.
All right, we have guests coming in.
All right,
We have to do
we got some weather.
Oh, you guys gonna get rid of me? I get it.
It's okay. You can call back later.
No, we got the man.
The man's in the house.
The man is here.
We can't tell our criminal stories right now, Charlie.
Yeah.
We can't
All
tell.
right, I'm going to listen to the man. Have a good day.
Bye. Take a look at first at the marine forecast today, out to 60 nautical miles. Winds are going to be out of the southeast, 5 to 10 knot seas, only about 2 feet. Yay! Southeasterly swells, 2 feet every 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers of light chop tomorrow. Southwesterly winds around 5 knots, becoming a southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. It's a fishing day. Sounds and rivers flat, twiggy flat, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Saturday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20. Seas 3 to 5 feet. We hope we'll have rain, but we hope we don't have any lightning on Saturday.
Okay, today mostly sunny with a high near 90. Calm wind becoming southeast 5 to 8 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 70. Friday a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Sunny with a high near 93. And Saturday a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 94. And the chances for Saturday are creeping up just a little bit, but we'll see.
No.
We'll see.
I got to check here real quick, and see if there's any room at the inn. We have the high sheriff in here this morning. Why do they call them high sheriffs? Have you ever researched that one? Sheriff Chris Thomas is joining us.
The only thing I can figure is you're the head of the agency. That's the only thing I can
You're
think
way up
of.
there, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Came
Came in the driveway, I saw your Jeep dashboard. There's your deputy dog.
Oh, a deputy
A
dog?
deputy dog. I want him.
Yeah, this is an exclusive club. You ain't a member.
It's
I
a
know where you can
deputy
trade
dog,
that thing in.
but I like him.
Give it back.
He's so
Give
cute.
it back. Remember your chair is wired. Do you want me to push the button now?
A deputy duck. That is so cool.
Dang, I know where this one's going to be.
Will you find room on your dashboard? For
Oh,
it?
I'll make room.
How many do you
that.
have now? Like 100 ducks on your dashboard?
I had a few. I didn't even know what that was.
I would hang that from the rear view mirror. Make it a special duck.
Well, if I hang it from the rear view mirror, some deputy sheriff is going to pull me over and say, that's distracted driving. You're obstructing your view.
But you say, but it's a deputy duck.
And he'll say, good, here's a deputy sheriff's ticket. I ain't right.
Oh
Sheriff.
my gosh.
That's all right. Nobody's all right.
Oh my gosh.
You got any room down there at the end?
We're running about 460, 470 on average right now. So
What you got? Seating capacity of 500?
about 528 total, but we run into issues with mental health.
Yes, you are.
All of our blocks, of course, have individual cells inside the blocks. Each block holds about 48 people.
Yeah.
Each cell is 2 beds. So when I have an individual that's got mental issues that they cannot be housed with someone else,
Right.
then I lose 2 beds. And I've got about probably somewhere between 18 and 25 or so of those currently.
If someone
Somebody new Tuesday night, too.
if someone is you stand by. If someone is ejected from a meeting because of rowdiness or whatever, or at my home, I decide that they're a pain in the butt, and I
That's
say,
domestic.
get out, leave.
It's totally different.
No, it's not. Get out of my house.
I'm warning you.
And then the man has to come. The law has to come. And when the law gets there, the law gets slapped by said individual. Is that a reason to put them in a mental ward?
That's a reason to put them in jail. Be assault on a law enforcement officer.
Not good. Not good.
And depending on how bad it got out of hand in the meeting or at the house, would be whether to be trespassing or not.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Whether they did not get away in time.
whether they did not leave appropriately. So, and I'm familiar with the instance you're talking about.
I'm dancing around it.
I'm like, whoa, that's.
Did that end
I'll
up
tell you
in-
right for that was
did
suicide
end up
by
in your
cop.
Airbnb?
I don't believe they did. I believe they were. I think they were charged, but they were released from the magistrate's office.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Failure to do right.
Failure to do right, which should actually be a law.
Yeah, I agree.
Back in the day, I took one of those citations we all had that ticket.
Mhm.
I copied it and made a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I erased with whiteout. That's the day.
You're showing your age now.
I erased
White House.
I erased with whiteout that one of those 2 boxes you could check.
Mm-hmm.
And I put down my own box, failure to do right. And I gave it out as warning tickets.
Well, you should joke about that. Failure to do right, whether it was a misdemeanor or felony, depending on how bad it was.
Oh, that's a, yeah.
It was, but I really, it was better than handing out some stupid warning ticket. They got the message here.
Yeah,
The next box is going to be real.
just kind of laughing at you talking about a citation book.
25. There were 25 per book,
Yep.
and I always had a spare at the office.
You still see one now and then because some of the staff, some agencies, all of them don't have computers and they're
Right.
not on e-warrants,
Yeah.
but they're rare.
Wow. Don't have computers.
Too much stuff in the car as it is. It's too much stuff on the belt as it is.
Yeah.
I can't carry all that stuff anymore, so that's the reason I don't want to do it.
So let me ask, how many detention officers do you have on the payroll?
I think it's 123.
Good Lord.
Is that, you got any openings?
Actually, well, I do have 2, but we got 2 individuals that are going to be filling those.
You
we'll be
stay up
full
to
staff.
it's amazing. I've never, ever seen
Mhm.
a detention facility with a full staff. I do not think.
As long as I've been with the sheriff's office, going on 12 years, it has been full staff once, and that was about 3 weeks ago. And we lost a couple of folks and lost them due to family members being transferred, military type
Right.
stuff. But we've got 2 to fill those. I have 1 deputy sheriff vacancy, and I have an applicant that we're going to fill it. So if all goes according to plan, we'll be
Some of
full
those,
staff.
as some of us know, some of those vacancies that happen in the detention facility
Mhm.
are caused by those guys moving up to fill slots
Yeah.
for patrol deputies,
Yeah, we graduated.
which is cool.
We graduated 5 detention officers from BLET
Saw that.
about 2 weeks ago,
Oh, well.
and they're now assigned to sworn deputies on the enforcement side.
Now, how many deputies do you have on the road?
On the road, it depends on how you categorize them. Patrol, if I
Correct.
have a full patrol shift out there, 11 working. But I also have
Shift,
civil.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I also have process servers out. I have warrant squad out. I have the drive along task force. And they
Drug
work.
guys and
Yeah,
detectives.
detectives and all
Specialty
those
people.
things. Yes, sir.
Wow.
So it can, depending on time of day of the week, it can be probably 25 or 30.
Mhm.
But you got a shift of 11. There's always somebody on vacation or in training
Yes.
or out sick or
Yes.
whatever. So it kind
So,
of varies.
so when you hire someone, they generally start in detention first. As a
No.
detention officer, not necessarily?
No, ma'am. If it's a person that's a sworn law enforcement officer and they already have a state North Carolina certification,
Mhm.
they can apply for openings on the deputy side, and we'll hire them straight to that. If you're starting your career, say a young person that's 20, 21 years old, we can hire them in detention, and if they work in detention for me, generally say a year, but it depends on demand that the agency needs. We will actually, if they are a good employee and they go through the process to the boarding process and testing and what have you, then we'll send them to BLET. We have them sign a contract with us to make sure that
Very
we
good.
get our
Yes.
Get your money back.
get our tax money back because school now is 6 months long. It's gotten longer and longer, and then on top of that, when they graduate, then we put them in a month of, we call it gap training, which is specialized training to our agency,
Right.
to get them up to speed with our agency, and then they have to do 16 weeks of field training.
And they got to know, first thing, got to learn what 200 is, right?
Yeah, that's one of the first things.
200 has been the radio call for the sheriff of
Sheriff.
Onslow County since I have been listening to
400,
radio.
200. Yes,
So-
yes. Okay. So that's really interesting. So because I think the training standards have really increased over the years at the sheriff's office.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
a good
It's-
thing.
Yes. I can put that simple. Yeah, we have pretty extensive training
Right.
at the sheriff's office.
What are you laughing
You know, I'm really
I
proud
was
of
thinking
the,
back.
I'm really proud of the sheriff's office.
Right.
We got from our patrol to our civil process, our detention center, our CSI, they're extremely good at what they do. Our detention center has been inspected we're inspected by the state annually. We've had 3 inspections in a row where we had no deficiencies.
Wow.
And I don't know of any other detention center in the
Wow.
state that's
I
done
don't know how
that.
you can do
That's impressive because it seems like they're always going to find something, even if there's a dead
Yeah.
bug in the corner or
Well,
something. But
you got individuals who 400 and some of them that are not real happy to be there, and they're not necessarily going to take care of your premises very well.
Right.
No, they don't, but our staff stays up on it. We actually have a maintenance staff with the sheriff's office, and they make sure they take care of the facility. It's not the greatest design facility. We kind of joke
We don't
about
ever
that
do
quite
that
a
one,
bit.
do we?
Have you ever had anybody try to jump from one of the upper floors inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. That's
Inside?
Yeah.
inside the jail.
Really?
Yeah.
Where
Were they going to go?
they're trying to.
Rappel down
They
with
were
the
trying to kill
sheet.
themselves, is what they were doing.
Oh, wow.
It was a self-harm thing, and the blocks you go inside, and it's like a big cube.
Yeah.
And you have 2 floors
Goes up. Yeah.
around on each side. So there have been occasions where we have interviewed individuals that wanted to harm themselves, climb as high as they can up on the top rail.
There are better ways,
Yeah.
people.
I'm
Not inside, but there are better ways.
there's better options. Whatever situation you're in, whatever trouble you have in your life, it's temporary. It's going to change. So if you're feeling like that, you need to call and ask for help.
Yes.
Yeah,
most
that's
definitely.
that's a permanent situation.
It's a permanent cure for a temporary problem.
And here's one of the really stupid parts about the whole deal. Suppose you don't, you're not successful, and
They generally are not.
and the damage that's done to you, both physically and mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and for the rest of your natural life, however long you are going to live after that, is not nice.
It depends on the degree of injury, but
Yeah.
they're generally not successful.
Yeah.
They just end up with pretty traumatic injuries.
And you've got the stigma that goes with it, then you're going to have to deal with that and whatever you do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's not a good plan. Y'all just don't do that.
Well, I want to ask you about. I saw this on social media, so I don't know what's right, what's wrong. But didn't y'all have a really high-speed chase on Old 30 the other day, chasing a moped? Was that true?
No,
That was true.
The high speed, not true, but
I think the high speed was 30 miles an hour.
OJ's out,
Yeah.
out and about again.
chasing a moped.
I don't
Yeah.
remember the individual's name, but they tried to stop him. Thought he had warrants and thought he might be impaired, and he refused to stop. And we don't want to hurt the man, so
Right.
running over him
You
is not
can't
an option.
You can't hit them, no.
Yeah, I think he finally gave up when he got to Maysville. So
What? I would have loved to
Old
heard.
30 to Maysville. All
I would have loved to have heard.
the, right,
Later.
yes, I need that bike.
well, I mean, it would be extremely easy to stop him,
Yeah.
but like
You
I
didn't
said,
wanna hurt him.
didn't want to hurt him under those circumstances. So it was a very low speed chase.
Could you imagine the radio traffic on this? I would have loved to have heard it.
Oh my!
I bet that would
you
be
need to
funny.
you need to have a cowboy on a horse with a lasso.
Well, yeah, I saw all that, and I'm like, and somebody put a video, but it went by so fast I couldn't tell. And I was like, and they were joking, high speed chase, moped, and
Yeah.
they need to pit them, and it was just the comments were funny. But
Oh,
I'm
man.
glad everything worked out, and he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, it worked out fine.
A moped.
Where are we in the county law enforcement? Sneeze Ferry some years ago was the kind of like the drug capital of Eastern North Carolina. It seemed so much was going through there, and not saying anything about Sneeze Ferry, but it's kind of close to Wilmington. It's in that direction, that side of the county, and I know a lot of drugs came from Wilmington, went into the ferry, right?
They're still all over the United States.
Yeah.
You know, there's still drugs, but things are quite a bit better in Sneeze Ferry. We have more deputies there, and the overdoses in general have
That was my next
reduced.
question.
Have come down. The overdose deaths have come down considerably,
Good.
and that can be contributed to multiple things: education, enforcement, and the presence of Narcan. Narcan's been a big factor because it counteracts the effects of fentanyl.
The absolute fear, I guess, these days. People love to do dope. Okay, you say that's your passion, but some of the stuff that's out there, it's a one-way trip.
It's a one-way trip, and you never know what's in it. I mean, quite frankly, you don't know what's in it, and it can be something that's not mixed right, and then you can end up deceased.
Even pot, they have found. We found it here in Oslo County some time ago. Was laced with fentanyl.
There have been some occasions where
Really?
individuals had fentanyl in marijuana, which creates a whole nother problem. Individuals think they're going to smoke a little marijuana and they end up with fentanyl, and can cause some severe.
Are there still like flyovers being done? I think when the State Department comes down with a helicopter or plane and they fly real low looking for marijuana. It's not a big thing anymore, is it?
It's not a big thing. For years and years, we would fly with National Guard helicopters because a lot of individuals grew marijuana in the areas around here. It used to be a big operation for us in the summertime. I spent a lot of time in a helicopter looking for marijuana.
Yes.
And oddly enough, when you look down on marijuana, you can tell it is completely different than anything around. So you know what you're looking at.
Cornfields, in the middle of a cornfield.
Cornfields,
Yeah, I
and
remember those days.
forest
Yeah.
cut downs or cutovers,
Right.
and pine forest.
Now they're on back patios. You don't have to go in the woods anymore. Just do it on back patio.
No, it's there's
Still
a big
illegal.
problem with these vape shops that are here in our county.
Yes.
Another problem. I went with the state one time for fixtures looking for liquor, and the stills illegal distilleries, and the pilot was cool because those things are under trees a lot,
Oh, yeah.
and he would drop down. And you know how many deer we scared up when he dropped down that rotor wash would open up the area? Oh, that was fun.
We did a story yesterday about an individual that was stopped for failure to use a turn signal, which turned into 28 bags of fentanyl, marijuana, some other charges, and moonshine. I'm like, people still make moonshine? We still have those out in the woods?
And they're rare. If you run across something like that, it's some not picking on older folks because I'm older folks, I guess.
Me too.
But they may be doing something in their little shop out back, just most of them for fun, because you can buy all the liquor you want.
Yeah.
So why,
I did do
Moonshine.
I saw one of the stills that I went with ALE on. It was ABC in those days. When they were chopping it, there was a dead possum in it. I said, "What's that for?" He said, "They use it to get the process started for fermenting."
Never heard of that.
I'm like, really? You've got to be kidding. I hope he was kidding, but
He had to be joking.
I made sure that I would never be sampling any of that stuff ever. Charlie, good morning.
Charlie, you probably hung
The
up.
officer,
No.
am I talking to Officer Chris Thomas?
Sheriff Chris Thomas. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is not Charlie. Just for this conversation, my name is Bill W. So I would like, I got to protect. So I want to ask, I would like to ask Officer Thomas 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys the first question, have you ever used a drone
Yes.
in any sort of investigative type research or whatever it's called? Do you guys use drones?
Quite frequently, yes, sir.
And in what capacity? I mean, is it legal? Can you, if you suspect that I'm growing, let's say marijuana over my property, can you fly a drone over my property? Can you record it? And can you get a search warrant? and I come knock on my door. And by the way, I'm not growing marijuana.
Generally, for the most part, we use them for surveillance here in operations. We're working when we're looking for individuals. We also use it to search for missing individuals, be it autistic kids or adults with some kind of diminished capacity that have wandered off. We generally use them for those. We have a couple of drones that we will send to respond with deputies. Like if we have a armed robbery or a major crash or something of that nature, we'll send a drone that gives us an overhead view of what's going on, so our deputies will know what they're getting into when they get there. When those drones fly from where they're stationed at to the location they're going to, they're looking straight ahead and they fly. They don't look at the ground as they're going. They only turn to look at the ground when they arrive where we've sent them to. But we can fly, yes. If it's somewhere a helicopter can fly, then yes, you can fly a drone. Do we do that? Generally, no. It's like we were just talking about the growing marijuana. It's not a big outdoor activity anymore. Really.
So through your career, how many times, if you had to guesstimate, how many times have drones been flown above certain situations? Also, are the officers, do they control the drones, or do you hire somebody immediately to take care of that?
Well, anybody who operates the drones that we have are sworn officers or employees of the sheriff's office. We don't hire anybody from outside. And the other question was, how many times have drones been used? What was that question?
Yeah. Since you've been in office, how many times, if you had to guesstimate, how many drones have been flown over a certain area to protect the officers or the public?
I don't know that I could give you an accurate number, sir. We fly them like if we have a tactical mission. If we're doing something with our TAC team, there's always a drone deployed for it. If we're doing some undercover operations, sometimes we'll fly drones for it, and that's generally just like for surveillance, like if we're looking to arrest somebody that's got a warrant or something.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just curious. Do drones play a big part in the future of law enforcement?
I think I see where you're going now. It has grown from a novelty in law enforcement to it is becoming a much more prevalent tool for law enforcement. The activity for it has increased dramatically, and we actually have 2 drones that we're testing now that are in our high traffic areas that are stationed inside weatherproof boxes. And say if I get an armed robbery at a location that's within the range of the drone, then dispatch can actually send the drone, and then they can send a video from the drone to the responding deputies or to my phone or whoever they need to send it to, and they can see the location. So it is becoming a much more used technology. Yes, sir.
They're like air cannons.
By the way, I've got one more question, but I will say this. I mean this in all sincerity. I'm not sure what your interpretation of who I am. I have so much respect for you. You wake up every day like so many other law enforcement officers like Raymond. You guys are like, you put your lives on the line for all of us. And I have so much respect for all of you. You hear about Army soldiers and the post-traumatic stress that they experience. There are people that have never been to war. What police officers have to deal with, what they've dealt with, the pressures, the strain. It's a psychological, it's a horrible thing. So I have so much respect for what you do to protect me. And I truly mean that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh, yeah, Bill. Is that the name of it?
Wild Bill Charlie is his name.
Yeah. But I really do mean that. I think you guys can. Okay, but here's my last question. Why did you want to go into this field? I want to do comedy. Why did you choose to go into law enforcement?
Well, I've been in law enforcement for 40 years. I joined the Army when I was 17 years old and still in high school. I haven't even graduated yet. I graduated. The person who met me at the graduation stage first was a recruiter.
Oh my gosh.
I did a tour in the Army, and I came back home really because of family pressure. I got tired of those phone calls from people wanting me to come back home. And I came home and couldn't figure out what I wanted to do really. And my dad was a career law enforcement officer. And we talked a little bit, and he thought I would be a good fit for it. And he suggested I go to basic law enforcement training, which I did. I went here to Coastal in 1986. I've been, it fit. It's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping people. Whether it's law enforcement or not, a lot of folks come to me even today with problems that I can, if I can't help them myself, I can help them get to the right place. And I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. But it's just seemed to be something that's fit for me. Obviously, I've stuck with it this long, and I hope to continue with it. But I guess to answer your question short is I kind of backed into it. After talking with my dad, it was either give BLET a try, which is basic law enforcement training, or go back in the Army. And I tried the law enforcement angle, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what it was. I enjoyed the variation in calls and stuff that you would go to. And you'd go from a situation where you're standing at a store talking to somebody about, traffic, and the next thing you're at a domestic trying to help somebody, and before the day's over, you're somewhere trying to help find maybe a missing child or something. The variation was an attraction to me.
Charlie's phone dropped, but he's still listening.
Okay.
We can see that.
But I appreciate that question. Thank you, sir.
That's a great response. I never looked at. I've known you a long time. So you had not been sworn very long when I first met you in the early '90s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think you were the chief deputy when I first met you.
I was actually graduated November of 1986 here at Coastal, and I interviewed with then brand new sheriff Mike Harville in Pender County.
Yeah, I remember Mike.
And
he used to be a detective over Riceville Beach.
He interviewed me. He talked with me for about 2 hours on New Year's Eve. He told me I had the job, and my first day to work was 8 o'clock in the morning on January 2nd, 1987.
What took him so long to get you on board?
I don't know. I was about to give up. He talked so long, I thought, this ain't going nowhere. And the next thing I knew, he offered me the job.
Wow.
So he was kind of funny. He talked with me maybe 20 or 30 minutes about the military and about my thoughts on law enforcement. And he talked with me over an hour about my family.
I will tell you, I heard a sheriff do that a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. With an individual.
Not tracking.
You were the sheriff.
What did I do?
You talked with an individual that I introduced you to.
Yeah.
And it was about an hour and a half. And you said, okay, let's go over to HR. I said, huh? He said, huh?
Yep.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
But you talked about a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to do in law enforcement? I go, well, now let's move on to some other stuff. Let's talk a little.
You try to get a feel of somebody, but when I carry them to HR, there's a whole lot more steps to go to make sure they're qualified and meet all the standards, and there's nothing hidden that would be a problem. Mm-hmm. But I'll call his name out. John's doing a fine job. Yeah, he's. I think he's enjoying himself.
I like him. He's just his personality.
I work with him, so he's a
great guy.
And he asked me where to go, and I said, let's go for a ride. And he called a man and said he wants to talk to you, and you did.
Yep, he's a good fellow.
And he moved rapidly, so that was good.
That's Charlie again. How many canines do you have now?
I've got, got 6.
Oh,
6,
really?
I have 6 canines. One of them is a explosive detection canine Labrador.
Bomb dog.
That one of my SROs has, my roving SRO.
That's good.
So in case we get some kind of event, we have a dog for that. And he's actually helped with one of the president's visits down in Wilmington. Went down and did some searching prior to the dignitary's arrival. Mm-hmm. I have a one track dog that's an English hound that we have, and the rest are Malamars.
Oh yeah, right.
So they're patrol enforcement.
I miss the days of the prison department coming out with the bloodhounds.
Yeah, we've.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
Well, the English hound is what we're using right now. we have some interest in acquiring another bloodhound.
Okay.
My sergeant over my K9 unit he's very much enthusiastic about trying to find a bloodhound so we can get back on
I
scene.
had a basset hound I tried to train, but the only thing he was interested in was rabbit.
And those are
Yeah.
couch potatoes. They don't do anything but lay there and eat.
His name was Flash.
I had a basset
Miss
hound
Missy.
too. Her name was Missy.
Oh.
And she was lazy as
Miss
she could be.
name of Flash.
I miss my Flash. I had him. He looked
Charlie, you're
about
back.
18.
Your phone dropped, apparently.
Yeah,
Bill, I'm
so
sorry,
I'm a
Bill's
big
back.
fan. I'm a big fan. This is Sheriff Thomas, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I live in the land of California. It's complete lunacy. You guys are talking about dog hounds. What kind of dog hounds are you talking about?
We were talking about bloodhounds originally. They're dogs used to track
in the
them.
history of California, there's never been a bloodhound. Right. But I respect it. You guys have a different type of livestock in your community. We don't have bloodhounds. I'm super conservative. Trump is way too liberal. You guys are talking about bloodhounds. We have pit bulls. We have Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom. These are the worst dogs in the history
Charlie.
of politics. Okay, I apologize.
Charlie.
Be nice, Charlie.
All right, so, but no, this is the best. I will not understand why this podcast doesn't have more viewers. So no, here's my question to you, Mr. Thomas, Sheriff Thomas. Do you think you can read people well? Do you think you have? If you met me within like 10 seconds, did you basically understand who I am?
I would say that varies on the individual. Some folks are, kind of easy to get a grip on who they are, what their line of thinking is. But some folks are difficult. It just depends on the person.
So let me ask you this. I'm looking for validation. Do you think that I'm a normal person?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know that there's a true definition of a normal person at all,
About what's
He's so good.
including myself. I mean, I don't know that you're going to have to give me a baseline for normal.
I love when you guys talk about bloodhounds. In the history of LA.
Not only bloodhounds, they have other dogs. Those big Malinois is what they call them. They're like they're like German
Little
shepherds.
German shepherds.
Yeah, they're mean.
That one dog that's like really gray
Yeah,
and jumps
they're
over like 13-foot fences. It's like a massive.
That's
is that a mouse?
a
What's it called?
Malinois.
Yeah,
That's a Belgian Malinois.
And
Yeah.
they are fast.
my brother had one. Oh, I'll tell you what. They look at
Yeah,
you and I'm like, I'm down.
I'd like to have one, but I don't have the energy for them. They're a
Right.
high drive,
Yeah.
high active dog. So
Yeah, so I would like to ask you one question. When did you decide, or when did you want to become a cop?
what was that?
When did you first want to become a cop?
1986.
Yeah, you go back and listen. He told Charlie. I think you had fallen off then.
Oh no! I'm just curious. Yeah.
He went into the Army first, then he got out of the Army and family pressure, and then he became a cop.
Hey, Ray, but you were a sheriff, correct?
Nope, I was a policeman.
So did you work under him? Was he in law enforcement when you were in law enforcement?
He was in a different county than I was in.
Do you support him? Do you think he's a great leader going forward?
He's got a gun on his side. What the hell do you think I'm going to say? Yes, Charlie, I do like
Yes.
Chris Thomas, and if I had, I've got a handful of friends, and that's about it. But I can't guarantee I could call on him in a heartbeat, and he would have come a running,
Yes.
and he would bring some help with him. And if I needed help, that's what I would do. That's my direct 911 call. And he's a very nice person when you talk to him. He's down to earth. I don't want to call him a good old boy because that has a bad connotation these days. But he is in the way that I would define a good old boy. As when we all can get together and we can carry on conversations about pretty much anything, we're good old boys. And that includes ladies like Lee. But He's just a fine, and he's a gentleman. This is the other thing. I know you in California. I know you don't respect, a lot of the folks there do not respect the ladies of the land. This sheriff, and he is the good gentleman from the South, and he respects women.
Okay, I have two questions. Wait, hold on. You don't think that I respect women?
No. I say the folks in your land. Let's take your Newsoms. Let's take your people. They don't respect women.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not sure if you understand that. I hate 99% of the people that I'm surrounded by.
We need to find a better surrounding. Why don't you come out here?
So, hey, Mr. Thomas, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What is it, respectfully? I mean, we all have goals, dreams. Where would you like to see? Where do you see yourself 20 years from now? Do you see yourself in politics? Do you see yourself as a governor?
20 years from now, I would be very happy to still be getting up, standing up, and walking around my house because I'll be 80-ish.
Yeah.
So you give no, seriously. Would you like to be a political figure?
No, that's never been a political figure. Has never been a goal of mine. Serving as sheriff here in Onslow County is the crown of my career, a career that I'm very proud of, and I hope to continue serving for a while.
Let me ask you a question. Are you the sheriff of this community right now?
I'm the
sheriff,
county. The sheriff of Onslow County. Yes.
First of all, I have no clue what it is like to be a police officer or a sheriff. How many people are in your community?
220,000-ish.
Oh my God. How many sheriffs, how many police officers are under you? How many individuals are there under you?
My agency, including all staff, deputies, detention, civilian, and reserve, I have about 382.
About. That's right. Okay.
So wait a minute. You have 382 officers, receptionists, operators, 911 cars below you?
Yes, sir. Well,
I
like to say with me as opposed to below me, but yes.
No. I respect that. I can't. It's humanly impossible for me to have one person under me. The fact that you have that much, it's super impressive to me. You obviously, wow. I can't even fathom the responsibility that you have when you wake up every morning. You have all these people. Some of them are really good. Some of them are completely messed up, right? You have a lot of problems with some of your employees, correct?
I wouldn't say a lot. Once in a while we come across a problem, but we handle it. I have a very good staff with me that helps manage the workings of the sheriff's office. So big problems are very rare.
There's a lot of work going into screening. It's not like hiring a guy off the street to come in to do the job. There's a lot of screening that's done, and a lot of that is just sitting there talking to the man. And if they get a bad vibe, you know what? You're not going to get hired. It's as simple as that.
Well, let me ask him this. I'm super. The fact that I'm talking to this person, it's great. But the buck stops with you, correct? The buck stops with you, right?
Yes, sir. If one of my deputies does something wrong, it's my fault.
I can't even imagine the responsibility that you have. I would fold within the first half an hour of giving your job.
You probably would.
No, I would. I know I would. No, I would like to do like a fundraiser, like a funny type comedy type thing. I can't even fathom the responsibility that you have to deal with. If somebody F's up in his group, it comes back to him. We're going to go.
Why don't you write yourself a script one day and about a 5-minute skit, and you become a sheriff all of a sudden, and then in a skit, and you sell that and go on TV with it.
Hey, Charlie,
I'm going to do a podcast, but here's what I will say. So, Mr. Christopher D. Thomas, that's your name, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sheriff.
I have great respect for what you do. I appreciate what you do, and I'm sure the people in your community, they respect what you do. So I have great respect for what you do.
We do, and they do.
All right.
Charlie, we got to go.
Gotta go. Thank you, Charlie.
Bill, we also have to go. See you later.
Sheriff, I just
One
noticed.
thing I want to tell
Yes.
Charlie, I was just looking at some information. 15 to 20 agencies in California operate bloodhounds.
There you go, Charlie. 15 to 20 agencies in California have
So,
bloodhounds.
Charlie, if you're ever missing or you ever do something wrong and they come a looking for you, you might hear one of those bloodhounds sounding out because they are sound really cool when they're on the trail.
Well, Sheriff, I just noticed that tomorrow your office is doing an active shooter response exercise at Summersill Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
So for those listening, you're going to see a lot of activity. Don't get excited.
Don't get excited. We're just kind of running through some stuff to make sure that we're on point if something does happen.
Which all of us appreciate that, because I know there's been times this past year where you've had certain incidents occur, and the way that you have reacted to the schools, very comforting. I had a parent that told me, and this was in Swansboro,
That's what I'm thinking about.
4 or 5 months ago, when it was one school and another school, episodes happening, incidents happening, that said that when they pulled up there to pick up their grandchild, that the deputy there took the time to tell her, it's okay, we've got everything under control, but were soothing the parents, calming them down. And she said she appreciated that so much, because, you get the call, you're scared, you don't know what's going on. But she said that the deputy out there that was at the end of the road saying, you're not coming in, told the parents enough of what he could and kept them all calm. So that's really important too.
We try to do a lot of engagement with the parents that came up, because
Right.
very early on in that call, we were convinced that it was a
hoax.
fake call, a hoax
Yes.
call. However, we were going, it's real until we 100% have got
Right.
it cleared. And a lot of parents were showing up, and my staff was talking to them up at the
Right.
gate. I went up and talked with them at the gate and just explained to them, nobody's hurt, everybody's fine. We're just double checking and making sure
Right.
everything's okay. Then you can pick up your kids. So they
That
seem
makes a
to
lot.
appreciate that. and I can
Information,
understand the
a lack of
stress.
information
Oh,
is
sure is.
is something that really creates problems.
Absolutely.
Because everyone's got one of these stupid little phones and they go to Facebook,
Yeah, a lot of folks, if they don't know information, they try to
make it up.
kind of create it on their own, trying to find out what's happening. So,
Well, I just shared
but
that
I
to her
completely
parents.
understand. I mean,
Oh, I can't
Right. I mean, I could see being a parent and say I had a child in elementary school, junior high, even high school. I'd be wanting to kick through the line. I'd be wanting to get in there and get my child,
Right.
So,
I will say in that event, the event came out and they obviously dispatched my deputies. Everybody went. I went. Everybody responded. And when I got there, we even had probation showed up. Highway Patrol showed up. Marine Fisheries showed up.
They've all got jurisdiction,
Swansboro
people.
PD showed up.
Yes.
I mean, they came without us really having to ask. And I greatly appreciated that. We had a lot of law enforcement officers there, and quickly had the situation where we knew what we
That's
were
always
dealing
good.
with.
with a working relationship with other counties close by and other departments close by, it has really, it appears to me, really improved over the years. And people coming together. And I remember what you were just talking about, because I remember us talking about it, about all these other agencies coming out to help.
Mhm.
And, it's a good thing, because, fortunately, everything turned out to be a hoax, so to say. But knowing that in the future something could happen, and knowing that we have all these partnerships with other counties and agencies, state, all that, that tends to make you feel a lot better.
Everybody comes and running. That's good.
Yes.
And I feel good about that one, because I knew you had it contained. If there had been a
Right.
situation, it was still contained.
Yeah.
It was not going to get out. It was going to be a done deal. But glad it worked out like it did.
Mhm. Yep, it worked out fine. We had a bomb threat immediately after that, which was the same group of people doing the hoax. So we actually had 2 responses.
Right. I remember started at one school, then the other school had it.
Well, by the time the other one came out, it was at the end of the school day.
Right.
And because of the other event, a lot of those parents had already got their kid from their other child from the other school. So it went quickly.
And what's your advice for people who are following these incidents as they're occurring on social media? Because a lot of misinformation in the comments start happening. What advice would you give our listeners as to how they should react to what they're seeing on social media during an active scene?
I would say tune into a reliable source. You can download our sheriff's office app. We send notifications. I assure you those notifications are accurate. If you hear something, if you don't know it to be true, if you do not know that it is true, don't share it. Don't spin it up and add to it. Just try to look for reliable sources and stick with that.
Let me just go and give you a little bit of good stuff about this too. A lot of departments, agencies, law enforcement, and others, they have people doing their reports like you have on yours here, putting out information, news releases, and whatever that are perhaps not as well versed into what is needed as the gentleman that you have handling it. He was the editor of the Daily News here.
He's the best.
He's a reporter. He knows what questions to ask. He knows what information, how to get the information out there. And it's going to be accurate.
Yep.
So rely on him. Rely on that unit right there. You'll be a whole lot better.
And that's a very good point. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I have noticed that on social media, when things are happening, people are commenting, why aren't they telling us? Why aren't they giving us this information? And, I know personally why. I mean, I understand why, but a lot of people don't understand why you aren't given a play-by-play of what's going on at the time it's occurring. So would you address that, please?
Well, certainly. One thing we don't want to put anything out that we have to retract, because that can cause more commotion, more confusion. But also, we're doing enforcement action. So sharing what we're doing as we're doing it can be detrimental to our investigation. It can be detrimental to the safety of our officers and the people we're trying to help. We'll be transparent about it after everything is safe. I can't share something when we're trying to figure out what is actually happening until we know for sure. And once we know for sure, then we'll share, the information that is public record, and we'll make sure individuals know it.
Coming from a multi-faceted background, I had a lot of time in the media as well. One of the things that we did, I ordered it to be done. If there's a barricaded subject person in the house somewhere, the police are in the background, we don't put cameras back there and go live with it. We don't let people see what you guys are doing. And please, folks, y'all got these cameras in your hands. Don't go running around showing all of the police where they are, what kind of staff they got. They got dogs, they've got this, they got that. Yeah. Keep your cameras down. Wait till it's all over, because you're putting somebody in jeopardy. You get somebody hurt, you can get yourself, you can get cops hurt, you can get the bad guy hurt when it's not necessary. Stop it.
True.
You're not an NBC reporter looking for an Emmy or whatever. So stop it.
How is your response time to areas like Hollywood, Sneeze Ferry, Richlands? Are you able to keep somebody in those areas pretty much the majority of a shift? Yes,
ma'am. We have, of course, we have a day and night shift, but we also have a mid shift, which is out during peak times. Our response times, it varies obviously to the call volume, but priority calls, life-threatening calls, things of that nature are obviously emergency responses. And 5 to 10 minutes generally somebody's on the scene, regardless of how far they have to drive. Areas like the Sneeds Fair area. Holly Ridge PD backs us up.
Yes.
We back them up. North Topsail, they back us up quite frequently, and we're there for them whenever they need us. So we try to work together. During peak times down there, I generally have at least 2 deputies in that area. Sometimes I have 3, depending on where my civil process is working in that area as well. And of course, they respond to calls also.
Now, your SROs, now that school's out for the year, for this part of the year, do you put them on the road or use them in other places?
We use them in multiple areas. I have a reserve force they're generally retired law enforcement or law enforcement from other areas that have retired here that still want to work part-time. Without those, when school is in, I would not be able to man the courts. And these reserves are vital for me to be able to man bailiffs and security at the courthouse. During the summertime, I can assign some SROs to that, so I can give the reserves a little bit of break because they're limited on the number of hours they can work each year. But so I put them in courts, I put them in the warrant squad, I'll put them in the civil process, I'll put them in patrol to augment patrol and make things have more coverage. And that's how we utilize them. And occasionally, yes, some of them will take vacation, and that's a good time for them to take vacation.
Right. And then they help fill in for the other
Yep.
people that want to take vacations. So that's good.
And they do most of their in-service training, firearms and things like that during the summertime.
Still got one cold case that you're working on.
Which one?
One that I guess it happened about the time you joined the sheriff's office.
Is that the one that's got the head in the CSI room?
No, that was the Bear Creek Jane Doe.
Yeah,
which, we're still struggling to try to identify her, and we've done DNA with multiple labs, and we have done genealogy DNA.
Wow,
as well.
yeah.
And it's the quality of the DNA and the wide hit that it gets through the genealogy stuff is just thousands and thousands of people. And
going to be related to something?
And
we are still working on it.
Just so I can be clear, it's not a real head. It's a dummy head that they made to,
It's a mock-up done
Yes,
by the
there you go.
FBI.
Not a real head.
So just based on the...
Still freaky to go in there and see it in there.
Then they'll go.
Is sheriff's office, and I know you probably can't say a lot about this right now, but is sheriff's office here involved in any way in the investigation on Miss Hyatt from Swansboro, who was positively identified yesterday as being the body that was found?
That's a Swansboro PD case. Yes, we have helped Swansboro. Their detective is lead on it and doing a good job with it. And we've helped them on several different tasks that they've asked us to help with.
Yeah.
I think the SBI's helped them as well. And we'll help them with anything they need. We'll go try to give them a hand. But they seem to be doing a pretty good job with it.
That was just right. She was waving. We have a caller, and I'm not familiar with his telephone number. So could we...
Good morning. You're live and local. What can we do for you?
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
All right,
Good
hang in
morning.
here. What's up?
Hey, I got a question for Sheriff Thomas if we have time.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Morning, Sheriff. I understand that you're in the business of law enforcement and not the creation of laws, and those in the capital R, but I appreciate your opinion, if you don't mind, on the public record statute in North Carolina regarding law enforcement records. The fact that if it's generated by law enforcement in the course of an investigation, it's not considered a public record for 99 years short of a court order.
Yes, sir. It depends on the case. I mean, I'm one of those guys that's, it's not a cookie cutter thing, that one thing fits all. But with privacy of the victims, depending on the type of case it is, to the security of the investigative time, I think that is probably adequate. But there are some cases that is not necessary. I mean, quite frankly.
They're just open and shut.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of cases are, in North Carolina, investigative records are not public record.
Correct.
However, portions of it is the arrest, the charges, in many cases, the victim, the dates, times, and all of that is public record, and anybody can get that anytime. But the investigative details are not public record. And like, again, it depends on the case. Some it's not a big deal. In my mind, if public knows it, but in some cases you got victim privacy that I'm concerned about. If someone's a victim of a crime,
Domestic
and
violence.
or maybe a child and victim of a sex crime, that information should be held.
So, yeah, I'm understanding that that's actually a decision that you could make in-house based on a case-by-case review.
To some level, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's
But mind you, there is public record that is public record. That's not subject to my opinion or anybody else's. You ask for it, you get it. There it is.
Name, rank, and serial number.
Basically, yes.
excellent. So I certainly appreciate you addressing the question.
Yes, sir. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
You too. Yeah, public records are there are some that are just, you got to release it. Period. Bottom line, that's just the way it is. But
I'm not. There are some things that should be public record, should be released for the better of the community.
Sure.
And there is that factor too. So.
Yeah, and but there are cases too that you touched on it a little bit there. When you're doing an investigation, you may start running across stuff during that investigation that would go into the report that has nothing to do with that particular case, but you can follow up on other cases, generate other cases. Other individuals are involved. Yeah. You're certainly not going to go naming who these people are, suspects, until you got a warrant for them, right?
And then that information is public record.
Yeah. Once you get the warrant, that's all, everything, unless it's a seal warrant for such special purposes. But yes,
it's a hard call because, it's like you said, domestic violence, you don't want to give out a lot of information on that, sexual crimes. And what is up with all the arrests lately of these people with children, the perverts, the thugs around here? What is going on? Y'all working hard cleaning them all up? Is that what it is?
We're trying. We got to get a lot of tips. NCMEC tips. They're tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Right.
We follow those up. We have an ICAC dedicated detective for ICAC, which is Internet Crimes Against Children. Mm-hmm. And I hate to even say it out loud, but Onslow County has over 398 registered sex offenders.
Wow.
Yeah. If you want to know who they are, if you'll subscribe to this app and put it on your cell phone, it gives you a lot of information, including the location of all these individuals, your neighbors.
Yeah. And that app's free, by the way. Yeah. It doesn't cost a thing.
Believe me, yes, I think it was genius when you all came out with that.
Yeah.
Genius.
They know about me and apps. I hate them. Yours and my radar.
Is the only one on his phone.
The ones that I'm going to use.
I have my radar too.
Okay.
Yes,
it's kind of simple. Just the facts, ma'am.
That's exactly right.
So.
Well,
we have a lot of them, and we work closely with the Secret Service, Homeland Security to investigate those individuals.
And surprises me that I saw that the Secret Service and Homeland Security were involved in some stuff like that in a case that you guys had recently. And I'm sitting like, Secret Service?
They have dedicated.
Did the president do something?
No, they have dedicated investigators for child crime. Yeah. And I think that's wonderful. They're a great resource for us, and they're very helpful.
Yeah, a lot of folks, the Secret Service, yes, they have a protection detail for the president and all his men and women, yada, yada, yada. But they also investigate all sorts of things, including counterfeiting. That's what they came into business for in the first place. Financial crime. They do a lot of other stuff other than protect the man.
Yep.
So, I hadn't thought about them doing something like this, but that was great.
Yep.
They got the resources for it.
Yep, they do. And they have the resources for it, and they're very helpful to us. Mm-hmm. We're in the process. We have great forensic equipment now, but we're working on a lab basically a forensic lab.
Which would be
we
great.
Did you get
stored.
that? You did get the building across the street, right up on New Bern Highway?
We did. We got
And have you
it.
moved into that?
Not yet. We met with the contractor to do the remodeling for it,
Very
and
good.
it's 17,000 square foot.
Do you need
building.
more money from the budget? Because there's a meeting coming up soon. We can put in a word for you.
Well, that's budgeted in last year's
Right.
fiscal year, so we should be pretty good with that. But we mentioned earlier the mental health issues that we have in the jail because the state of North Carolina, in its infinite wisdom, several years ago decided to shut down the mental health facilities that they had, Dick's Hospital and what have you,
Yes.
which has pushed these individuals into the detention centers. Well, we are asking in my budget this year for some funds to get an individual psychologist or to help with these individuals to try to help get them where they're fit to stand trial or they can move forward
Wow.
to try to alleviate that stress on the detention center.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Commissioners, are you listening?
Bonds.
We can start some stuff.
I will say the commissioners they've been very supportive of
Yes,
the
they
sheriff's
have.
office. I don't have an argument with those guys
Right.
and ladies
I
at all.
agree.
They've been good to us.
I agree.
But I understand there's a whole lot more than the county government than just that. So
Yeah.
they've got
Yes.
to treat everybody fairly.
Revolving doors. You got guys coming in, getting out. They come out. They come in on a charge of whatever. Their bond is set, sometimes fairly low, depending upon who they are and what their escape route is, and leaving and trying to get out of the county or whatever. How many people in jail of your 400 plus are known to law enforcement who have been residents of your hotel in the past?
Probably half of them, if not more.
God. Why didn't you just keep them? You could have saved them anybody from doing any
Right.
crimes. You could have saved people from becoming victims of crime if you'd kept all those people in the first place, right?
Well, I'm going to be 100% clear. The sheriff's office and the police chief and the police officers do not set the bond.
Yeah, no, they would.
The bond is set by the courts, so we have no control over that. Many of the magistrates, listen to us if it's a real big problem. They do take it in consideration, but we do not set the bond. If an individual's out on bond and they get picked up again, then there's more steps they have to take to try to make bond, including seeing a district court judge and things of that nature. But the sheriff does not set the bond. If he did, I'd have to have a bigger facility.
I want to ask you a question real quick. We did a story the other day when we were talking about a woman that was arrested because, first of all, she drove through an area where a deputy sheriff was holding traffic back, and she drove right around the deputy. So the other deputy, this is in another town, gave her a ticket. She didn't like that, so she started stalking the deputy that gave her the ticket, and he ended up arresting her. So it was a crazy story. But as it goes, when they took her down to the jailhouse, they put her through the body scan, which they found within her body cavities, she had packs of fentanyl.
20 some
It was
packs.
24, 28.
That happens with us. We have a body scanner.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the
in our
body
facility.
scanner.
And we have, yes, that happens.
People crazy.
Yes.
I know that
People crazy.
it's a separate offense.
It's a separate felony to bring a
It's a
controlled
felony,
substance
yes.
or weapon
Into-
to a detention center.
To the detention,
Yes.
it would be better off just, hey, look, give me a minute. I got some stuff to give you.
We stop
Because you're going to get it
inmates
twice.
or arrestees before they come through the door and
Yeah,
tell
is
them
there
you do
anything-
not have nothing on you that's going to be a problem, and try to get them to declare it. But then we walk them in and put them in the body scanner, and then we go through the processing with them.
Y'all are
That's
stupid.
what's the craziest thing y'all have ever recorded with the body scanner?
Yeah.
Have you had some crazy sightings with the body scanner? I mean, what's the
Yeah.
craziest?
I think the craziest one to me is we had an individual that something was there, and he was swearing there was nothing there, and it was so obvious that we had to carry him to the hospital. We carried him to the hospital.
Oh,
He had been to the hospital previously, and they had put a dye in him to do some testing.
Right.
And the dye was in the process of being removed from his body, which created a fluorescent reflection in the body scan. So he didn't have anything in, but it looked like he did. And I thought that was kind of.
Oh, that's
I bet
hilarious.
he had a good laugh.
Yeah. He didn't. He was, I told y'all. I said, well, we had to know for sure. He said, I know.
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of fun. We found knives and ammunition. Of course, we've had some individuals we body scanned and found where they had been previously shot and still had projectiles in their body.
Wow.
All kinds of stuff.
I bet you could write a book.
Yeah.
Mr. Morton, where I was going before.
Mm-hmm. Still working on it.
Status.
What
What do you need? I know you got information. You just need something to tie everything together.
What I truly need is a witness that is not a witness, but an individual that can testify to certain aspects of it. That is be a valid witness. That will be most witnesses in crimes like that have records there, don't have very good
They're
reputations.
going to be challenged.
Yeah, I'm confident. As I sit here today, I am confident. I know what happened, and I know who did it. I just got to prove it. Because if we jump on something like that and charge somebody and do not get a conviction, then it's over.
Yep.
So I'm very cautious, and the DA is probably even more cautious than I am. But I need that one.
Have you had a chat with this individual?
We've had a chat with a lot of individuals.
Yeah, but this one too.
Would have been among the individuals we talked to.
And he just wouldn't come across, or she.
No, they don't talk about it.
I have faith that one day.
Yes, to say that one bothers me. I mean, we've got a couple unsolved here. But Mr. Morton, he was a business guy. Had a reputation of being very nice to people
Very
as far
nice
as their
man,
rent
yes.
and things of that nature. He ran into a lot of lower income type situations, and he's a creature of habit. He kind of did the same thing every day, and he was not up to anything, suspect. He was just a business guy doing his thing.
People ask me back in the day, the homicides, murders, things like that. And I told them of those that I was intimately familiar with, that I could count on here that totally innocent victims. The others are putting themselves or doing things they should not have been doing, maybe in competition for drugs with other people. They were in places they should not have been. Not that they had any right, nobody had any right to kill them.
We call that risky behavior.
Risky behavior. Thank you.
Yeah, risky
A
behavior.
good percentage of them today are still that way.
Yeah, most of them are. Most of them are, but
Times have not changed.
I will say we don't give up on them. We don't quit on them.
No,
And
yes.
I look back at where we convicted a guy named Roger Pollard for killing Karen Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
She was murdered. I was still in high school. John Dubois, who's a retired detective from the sheriff's office, myself and Tony Cummins, we got to working on that.
Tony
that
Cummins,
case.
retired SBI.
He's
SBI,
retired
yeah.
SBI. We got to working on it after I got here to the sheriff's office, and John found some evidence, and he's in prison now.
Good.
We convicted him, and it was 30 plus years between her death and his conviction. We keep track of all the unsolveds. We keep going back to them, trying to get something to new, trying to find something, putting fresh eyes on it. I mean, you can read a case file all day long and you see what you see, but you can pass it to another detective and they might see something you didn't see, or they might have another question, different perspectives. So
Or you wake up one morning and say, there's something there that's bothered me, and I thought about it overnight. Let me get back to it.
well, more than one person knows exactly what happened to Mr. Morton. And I'm a firm believer that if there's two people who know a secret, it ain't a secret. it'll eventually make its way out, and hopefully we'll be in the right place to get the information.
Good.
I hope so too.
That's a shame. It's a shame what happened to him, and it's just ridiculous that somebody won't come forward and talk to you about it.
But it's still an active investigation, 100%. It's still open and active.
Now, somebody that may have knowledge and before, or not before, but after the fact, became aware of stuff and maybe is hiding things, y'all might want to come forward before something points in your direction too.
Or if you're a part of something, you're better off to bring it to us before we catch you with
make
it
the best
later.
deal you can.
Yeah.
Right up front.
Yep.
Okay. That's just that old cop talking.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Thanks for your time this morning. I
wow.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it. And Charlie or Bill, whoever you are, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Charlie's in the LA area.
We've had
LA area.
quite a few comments on our Facebook page while you've been in here, and people thanking you for what you do.
I appreciate
You
that.
have Pastor Jim.
Ah,
Jim
Big Jim, yep.
He's also said that he loves you and that you're the best sheriff. And so you've had a lot of compliments this morning. So
I appreciate
just
that.
want to let you know.
If anybody needs anything, I'm an easy man to find. Just give me a call.
910-455-3113.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And we'll put the number up for Crime Stoppers also, 910-938-3273. We'll put that on the pages. You can also call Crime Stoppers if you want to remain anonymous and you have information about Mr. Morton or anybody else.
If you have
Absolutely.
fear of retaliation, which is really almost never something that's going to happen, people don't do that. It's not like the movies,
That's Mabuhay.
but people don't do that so much. But your families, your friends, you don't want to be dissed. You don't want to be questioned. You don't want anybody to know what you know. Then you can call Crime Stoppers
Absolutely.
totally anonymously. They will not light cheers. They don't know your name. They don't care your name,
And they won't tell us.
and they won't tell you. They'll give you a code number.
Yep. And that's how you communicate.
And if you want to in the future, you call back, and especially if you read about it, hey, they got so and so. That's the guy I told them about. Then you can call, and that same number, Crime Stoppers, give them your code number. They say, yes, we've run that before the board, and you're entitled to X number of dollars if you want it. Let me know, and you can pick it up at a certain location, and nobody will ask your name, but we deal with a number only.
Yep.
That's as easy as it gets, people.
Yep. And we'll never see you.
And they cannot subpoena you because they don't know.
All right, we have Mabuhay on the phone. He
Mabuhay's on
wants to.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, we're doing great today. Is that Sheriff Thomas?
Yes, it is.
He's hanging right here. He's got to go, but go ahead.
All right, Sheriff Thomas.
Good morning.
Now, is it a crime if
Yes.
people are not using the best T-shirt decorator in Onslow County?
I knew this was going to come
didn't
around
say
to T-shirts.
Choice there.
Well, thank you for what you do, and thank you for serving our community. I know you don't hear it enough.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, Member. I
knew it was going to be about T-shirts.
Yeah, I got to come by and see your operation.
I know,
too.
we need to.
I want to
Absolutely.
field trip.
Field trip.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
I know you got to get out of here, Chris, but we do appreciate you taking the time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's
Anytime.
special to have you here.
Yes, sir.
And
Have a
And
good
we'll
night.
be in your neck of the woods this weekend, so come by and see us at the training.
we're at your place.
Where at?
We're taking over
the,
your
the training
warehouse.
field over off
Oh, yeah. You're at the
yeah.
training at the warehouse.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We'll be there about this
No,
time.
Saturday.
Saturday? No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
This is Friday Eve.
That's what it said. Day after tomorrow. Because I'm
Saturday,
still packing
Sunday.
stuff to take over there.
You'll find me just laid out in the boat.
I'll see y'all.
All
right.
right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Sheriff.
so much. We
All right.
really appreciate you taking the time with
Yeah.
us. Okay, that's Charlie Gimma. Charlie, the sheriff is leaving. Got work to do.
Yeah, sheriff has had to leave the house. He's got a lot of stuff to do. He's been over an hour with us this morning. You know, that's pretty cool. Charlie, you there?
Yeah, is Chris gone?
Yes, he just
He
had to
just
leave.
walked out the door, but we have another Chris calling in just a few
Yeah,
minutes.
we do. What you got? How'd you like him? I guess you liked him as much as I did.
You know, I mean,
I respect him.
he seems like a nice person. I'll leave it at that. I don't know who this person. He seems like a nice person.
Yeah, he's really he does a great job. He's an excellent sheriff. A great personality. Whenever we ask him to come on, he comes in and he answers anything you ask him. I mean, he's a homeboy. He grew up around here, so.
But he's not just a lot of sheriffs in particular rural areas. You get this picture. This guy was trained by both the FBI and the State Bureau of Investigation. He worked there, okay, and he's got the education, the law enforcement education, working with other agencies as well. He's not just running for public office and he gets to be the good old boy sheriff. This is not Mayberry.
Now, here's what I'll say. I can't imagine when you wake up in the morning, you go out to serve your community. You put your life on the line. They're like you, Raven, I guess, the men and women of law enforcement, what they have to deal with. You have when you wake up and you put your badge on, your gun on, and you go out on patrol, you have no idea what lunatics you're going to encounter.
Absolutely.
There are people out there that want to kill you. There are horrible, okay. There are people that have serious mental issues. And the fact that you're in law enforcement and you wake up to protect me and you go out there, I hear about military personnel like the Army, Navy, Air Force. They talk about how they have trauma. Police officers, I believe, have more trauma than most military personnel. Think about what they deal with every day. They deal with situations where people are threatening them.
Oh, you started the show again, didn't you?
What has happened?
No, I think that was you guys.
Yeah, that was you.
You hit the beginning.
Yeah, okay. But do you understand what I'm? Yeah, I'm actually embarrassed that it just happened. I don't know what happened.
Charles, let me see if I can put it simply. You don't wake up in the morning. You're going to go do a job. You don't sit there and go have your breakfast or whatever and think about it. Hey, I'm going to get shot or shot at today. You take the necessary precautions every day. It's the same old thing. It's kind of like putting your seatbelt on in your car, buckling up when you get on an airplane. You don't think that you're going to crash. You don't think you're going to run into something or somebody's going to run into you, or you wouldn't be there, right? But you get up. It's your job. You got contractors to go to work every day that are out there. Let's just say working on the street, paving the road. They don't think about this car coming along by a nut job and runs them down. It happens, but they don't think about it. The bank teller doesn't concern herself or himself every day that they wake up with, oh, this could be my last day on earth because some idiot's going to come in with a gun and rob me. No, they don't. That's not the way you think. It's not the way cops think. If they did, they'd never leave the house. Or they'd never stop a car. They wouldn't stop a car.
Okay. Here's how I grew up. I worked in the hotel industry. I worked as a bellman. I worked as a valet parker. I didn't wake up with a gun in my holster, and I had to go out and confront people that may want to kill me. I confronted people that were going to give me money or tips. Being a cop, it's an extraordinary stressful job. There's nothing. Wait, what am I missing? I'm complimenting you, and you're basically saying, Charlie,
it's the job. It's the job.
There's nothing that compares to being a cop. There's nothing. These are people that want to kill you. Nobody wanted to kill me at my job. You had a job, or law enforcement. If a 22, 23, 24-year-old kid gets a job in law enforcement, he wakes up tomorrow in, let's say, Tuskegee, Oklahoma, or maybe it's Indiana. He puts on his uniform, and his gun, and he goes off for an 8-hour shift. There are people that want to kill him. He or she has to think about that constantly. I never thought about that in any job that I've ever had. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was just handed a note here. Now I got a stressful situation I got to go deal with here shortly. Holy crap! Let me read you the note that Lee just handed me.
From Robin.
Snake from my wife. Snake in bench by the hot tub. Okay, I got a snake in the bench out there by the hot tub.
It's all yours.
It's okay.
She says she didn't think it was poisonous. I don't know. Snake's a snake to me. Whether two-legged or slither, I'm snake.
Some of those Indians that Custer had to dealing with, they weren't bad either, but we didn't care.
We have to go because Chris is trying to call in.
All right, Charlie,
I'm sorry. It's just been a busy
for your concern
morning.
and your comments about law enforcement. But we really, yes, it's a stressful job because you're operating, and yes, you don't know, but you become. It gets. I don't want to call it routine, but you get into a routine that you walk. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look, the way you observe. You look at people very quickly and you make judgment calls. If I'm looking at people and I say, oh, there's a bulge there on his right hip, wonder who he is and what he's doing with a gun. That's what I used to do. Okay, but that didn't stress me out. It was just part of the job. It became part of my routine. I was very professional at what I did. If I see people and they're operating and acting kind of suspicious, well, then, all right, there's a dude over there. Yes, he's got some dope on it. Oh, God, he's just picked up another guy, so he's making drug deals. Okay, that's it. But that's just part of the job.
All right,
we got to go.
Gotta go.
Thank you.
Chris has been trying to call.
All right, Chris.
He'll call and just we're
ring us up, Chris. Ring us up. Ring a dingy 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 ding.
Oh my goodness!
In the meantime, the weather's looking pretty decent for the next day or two around this part of the wood, this neck of the woods, right? It's looking good. Is it good enough to go out and play some kind of sports? Well, you're in the wrong line now.
Yeah.
Golly.
Get it together, Raver.
Chris, is this you?
Yes, it is.
Good morning.
God.
Good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing?
I'm going from line to line to line. I have 7 incoming lines, and you were bouncing amongst all of them.
I just gave him a note about a snake on the back porch, and he's just like,
Is it on the porch or in the bench?
Well, it's in the bench by the hot tub, which is on the porch. And you've been out there. You've been out there working.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got a big old saw. I cut that snake in little pieces.
What's happening in the world of sports, Chris? I have to stop them now.
Hey, Lee, do you enjoy those little things that the little AI?
I almost fell off out of the chair with the one that you just sent. It was all I could do not to bust out laughing. Should I show him?
You can show him.
I love it. Here's another one for you. See, you have the apple pie in your hand.
That's me. I'm an independent voter. That means I do what I want to do.
He has the best. Those are so good. But I almost fell out of the chair when you sent that.
This is a...
What? Are you at the right?
I'm looking at the radios that's on there. You know what frequency he's on? He's on the national calling frequency on 2 meters, 146.52.
What's all that? Oh,
Lee, you're gonna have to. I appreciate you posting the other one. I saw that. I saw that picture online, and I had to manipulate it a little bit because in that photo I sent you earlier this week, there was a photo of Rayford and Elliot Potter, and they were holding styrofoam cups. Now, what we don't know what was in those styrofoam cups, so we'll have to ask Rayford what was what was in those cups, but I
Well,
used the AI.
I don't even like styrofoam cups.
It was
It was
something.
some sort of cup. It was like a maybe a plastic cup or something. But we were. I saw that picture of you and Elliot, and then removed him, and then had
Where was it?
had you holding the apple pie.
Do you know where it was taken?
It was outside, like maybe in a tent area or something. Maybe some sort of cookout or something.
I have no idea.
Oh no, but you're really good at those things. That one you just sent, I was like, oh my gosh,
Okay. What's happening in sports? Please.
what's happening?
Yeah, well, the Jacksonville Ospreys, they're 15-5. They've won 4 straight. They won last night 7-2 against the Sandhills Bogies. They won their previous game the previous night 17-14. So so I joked with the guys, with the head coach Josiah, that they must have kicked a game-winning field goal at the end to win that game. But
Wow. Yeah, they are. I see the scores come out, and I'm like, wow, they
There's
are
a
just
lot of runs.
kicking tail.
You get to
Hey, Chris,
17 runs in a
Were you out
ball
there
game.
last night?
yeah, I was out there last night, well, for a couple innings because to their credit, I mean the coaches and the Ellie, the owner, I mean, they all know
Yes.
me now, and they
Was the flag
you
up?
know, they all know me. They, me and the coach decided we talk about what players would be good to do stories, and it's great. He lets me talk to him maybe an hour before the game as we're kind of warming up and everything. So it allows me to kind of do that, watch the players play for a little bit, and head home and have dinner with my with my family. So
Yes,
I was there
nice.
for a couple innings last night.
Is the flag up yet?
No, the flag's not
Alright.
up yet, but they're
Should
in the
be up
process of
soon,
putting it up.
yes.
So,
Just curious.
again, Lee, we appreciate all the efforts that you did for.
She's been working that one.
I appreciate your help.
Yeah,
but
no, it's teamwork makes the dream work. And,
That's
We
right.
need to, if anything else, we need to have that American flag up there. And
Oh yes.
I'm glad that. And of course, you're always going to hear rumors of this and that, but
Right.
I'm glad that it wasn't anybody that was just anti-American flag. That's what I was concerned about. But I'm glad it was one of those that, okay, we didn't know what was going on,
Right.
so let's just put everything on pause for the time being until we figure out, and then let's go from there. So I think a lot of it was just miscommunication.
I think you are absolutely right, and that's why we made those conversations happen before we put out negative news on it, because somebody, and it wasn't us, called the news station, and I'm like, we don't do that. We do our own news. We don't call other stations.
Now,
But I don't know.
Chris, I've got some, with the boat and everything, I've got a really nice set of binoculars my wife gave me, so I can make sure I could check out other boats and see what they were catching, that kind of stuff. Boating and binoculars go kind of hand in hand. So, and Lee, I just need to know when I need to loan my binoculars to Lee.
I don't need binoculars.
So when the guys over there are practicing, she can get out and take some good look-sees.
You can go right up to the field there. They have parents that come out and watch.
She wants to get closer.
Yeah. Well, she's using the binoculars not to check out boats, but to check baseball butts, right?
Baseball. That's what she's looking for.
Y'all are terrible. You make me sound like the sheriff's going to be back here putting cuffs on me. Stop.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
gracious.
but Rayford, you'll enjoy this. So it's been a pretty long week because I've been making my rounds to various different high school football teams.
That's what I'm looking for.
So,
Okay.
Before you know it, today's June 25th. The first day of official practice.
Right.
Everything they're doing now is not mandatory. But the first day of official practice, where everything's mandatory, is July 29th. July 29th.
1 month and 4 days, y'all. 1 month and 4 days.
All right.
Yep.
I wrote that down.
So
We will be there.
and then next week, the teams are not
Pom-poms.
able to do anything because it's called what they call a dead period, where July 4th week, they don't want
Right.
different things. And then
No
there's
interference.
another there's another dead period week, a couple weeks after that. So we really only have a couple of weeks before everything gets started.
Okay, how many returning veterans do we have this year on the team?
They have quite a few. I mean, they have obviously they graduated a lot of their key players, especially on the defensive side. So they got quite a few returning starters coming back, and quite a few of these guys are getting recruited for colleges. I just recently did a story on one of their players, DJ Williams, who's
I saw that.
who got a scholarship offer to play at Ohio State.
Wow.
I saw that.
Yep, and then Florida and some of those other schools. So,
Is Ohio State still the big team? Is that still got the reputation, right?
Yep, the Ohio State University. Yep, the Buckeyes. They're still one of the alpha dogs in college football, but he's getting recruited by Florida and some other big time programs as well. So
the weather in Florida is better than the weather in Ohio. Is all I'm going to tell you. The winter times.
So, but a lot of it just depends on what your preference is and where these players have conversations with the coaches about this is where we see you. This is where we want you to. This is what we see you fitting on the team, and a lot of it's not necessarily the competitor side of things. And a lot of it's just kind of I feel more comfortable at this school, in this community than that community. So it's it goes beyond just the kind of the football. It's also, hey, what do you want to major in? I mean, because they are student athletes. What do you want to major in? So it's there's a lot that plays into these athletes' decisions.
And just dealing in the sports part of that for football, I guess I would assume that in a lot of the schools, like Ohio State, the competition, once you're in there, you're in the program, but the competition about whether you're going to really play or whether you're going to hold the bench down is a little bit higher than it is at other schools, right?
Oh, yeah.
You might not be as big a dog there as you would be somewhere else.
Well, over here, if you're a really good standout superstar player, you're a big fish in a small pond. But when you go play football at Ohio State or Alabama or Georgia or Florida, you're a
tiny. You're a minnow in the ocean
in a very big thing of water. So it's you have to work your way up. You have to earn your stripes, and because all those players that play at those big time college football programs, all of those were the alpha dogs of their high school team, and now
so
now you have to work yourself back up.
So how okay, just give me a behind the scenes in about 30 seconds there. How is that internal conflict? Is there I know there's internal competition to be the alpha dog of the alpha dogs, but how vicious can they be?
Oh, they can. I mean, there's I mean, look, these guys are trying to secure playing time because they're trying to, ultimately, and most of them want to try to play in the NFL, but professionally. So they're trying to get their opportunity. So it's a practice can be pretty vicious. On during the week. So it's a lot of it's mental too. I mean, just physically and mentally. So you have to take care of business on all fronts.
Well, I was sad to see.
Obviously, you have to make sure you don't get in trouble with the law and things like that. So, and so it's there's a lot. I mean, it's almost a full-time job when you're being a major Division I athlete.
Oh, I can see. I can understand.
Well, I also saw that the Tar Heels got beat out by Oklahoma, and we did not win that championship. We were on such a high in Carolina with the hurricanes and everything else we had going on.
So the goats let us down, huh?
The goats.
What's their mascot?
Oh, ram.
Same thing.
No, it's not. There's a big difference between a ram and a goat.
Okay.
Anyway, for everyone listening, if you want to keep up with area sports, please follow Chris Miller, sports editor with the Daily News, and you can follow him on X at Chris Miller at JDN Sports. That's where I get all my info.
What did I call him this morning earlier for the show?
Chris and Chris.
No,
Chris- Chris Miller Sheriff. The way I wrote it on the board,
Anyway.
I've got Chris Miller Sheriff.
some kind. You're the editor-in-chief or chief editor. You're an editor-in-chief. That's what you are. You're the big dog.
Yeah, he's the big dog.
That's what I got.
Well, I'm only the big dog editor-in-chief of one. So, it is nice at times. There's a lot of perks to kind of being a one-man show.
Yes.
It is a lot of work, but
It is for you.
you don't. And I do miss having like the teammates that kind of push you and motivate you.
Sure.
I'm
Right.
not saying I'm not motivated, but it's always good to have like a coworker or a teammate that.
That's what we're here for.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but it is also nice to kind of for the most part be your own boss and
Yeah.
and not have to
Good
what
for
game do
you.
I want to go to? What player do I want to interview? I don't
Right.
necessarily have to ask permission to do that. So it's
Right.
that is nice.
All right.
Well, thank
Chris,
you
thank you,
as
sir.
always.
You take care. Be safe out there.
All right. Thank you, my friends. We'll
All
talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. He does such a great job with keeping us
Yes, sir.
updated with
He
all
does.
the sports.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of weather too, since
Weather.
we're at that. Now the weather out there, it's going to be pretty. Ocean's going to be smooth for the next couple of 3 days. So if you want to get out there, this is a good time to do it. Around the area this morning, the hams out there were scattered everywhere.
Mhm.
And just to give you an idea, it was cool this morning. If you weren't up in the mid 60s, in pretty much the whole area, at that time, it's 5:30. It was 64 in here, outside here, and it's now 78 and climbing. So humidity came down. I've still got to find a meteorologist that will explain that to me. The humidity at nighttime running 99%, and as the sun comes up and whatever, I guess it burns off
Burns
some
it
of
off.
burns off some of the humidity,
Mhm.
and now it's down to 84%. Okay, but Lee over in the Woodlands, which is in Northwoods, she had 65 degrees this morning, and now I guarantee you it's in the mid 70s. 86% humidity she had, nice. 30.03 inches of mercury. Dale over in River Bend called in 64 degrees. You notice all these 60s here, 64 degrees, 98% humidity, 29.92 inches of mercury. Up in Jones County, our friend Richard, he had 64 degrees, 93% humidity, and 30.04 inches of mercury. Joe in the borough, our friend Joe, he got a late start this morning. He was tired after working last night. 66 degrees, 98% humidity. And up in Cruz, Virginia, Michael had 63 degrees. He said it was cloudy there. Ward over in Cedar Point, 70.9 degrees, 90% humidity, 30.10 inches of mercury. Onslow Bay, Ken, over there off Rocky Run Road area, 66.6 degrees. Ugh. 3 sixes in a row there, 66.6, 84% humidity. Randy on his golf cart in the southwest, I guess he has the low temperature of the morning, 62 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.01 inches of mercury, 66.2 degrees in the borough. Brian had that, 89% humidity, 29.72 inches of mercury. Again, currently here, it's 78 degrees. We have no wind and have not had any wind in quite some time today. There was a chance of rain. Now that chance of rain here on the barometer is dropped. So we don't know what it's going to be like.
Anyway,
Well, who do we have on the call?
it's Charlie again, but we got to go. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 today. So be careful out there.
All right. Charlie, give us a ring-a-ding tomorrow. We'll be back
Tomorrow.
then. Have a good rest of your day and a gooder day tomorrow,
We've got
y'all.
Our state senator will be with
State
us tomorrow.
Senator Michael Lazara in the house tomorrow morning. Yay! So get your phones ready to do the dialing. Get your rest your fingers up tonight so you'll know how to dial.
That's right.
And put a note on your calendar when you want to call in. The best thing you do is put this in your call, your telephone directory.
Favorite numbers.
So you can just dial it right away.
That's
Okay?
right.
910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. Now I have to go either usher a stake to the woods or take action.
Yeah, you go ahead and do what you need to do. Mhm.
Your truck
Okay.
is your truck unlocked?
No, no. Okay.
Well,
We'll see
y'all
you
have
in
a
the
great
morning.
day. You're live and local Real Talk, where we're awake, not woke. Bye now.